We're going to look closely at the groups in a periodic table. The first group in the periodic table is this group right here. It consists of lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. Notice we did not include hydrogen in this group. This group or family is known as the alkali metals. And they share these properties in common. They're all metallic. They're all very reactive, and for that reason, we have to store them in oil or kerosene. They all react with water to form basic solutions in hydrogen gas. And they all react with group 17, which is this group here, and we'll talk about them later. So these guys, when they meet up with these guys, there is a violent reaction. The second group, group number 2, consists of beryllium, magnesium, calcium, and a few more. These are called the alkaline earth metals. They all have metallic properties, and they're still very reactive, but not as reactive as the first group. Next, we're going to switch to group 17, also known as 7A. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, we have this group here, which we are going to highlight and label the halogens. Now you can also call this group 7, and we call it group 7 when we skip over this valley here and we continue labeling at the top. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So group 7 and 17 are the same. All of these elements are gases, except for bromine, which is a liquid, and it also contains 2 solids, iodine and antimony. They're non-metallic, and they're very, very reactive in their free form. In fact, fluorine is the most reactive element in the universe. These, as I mentioned before, will readily react with group number 1 in a violent reaction. When they do, they produce salts. Let's move on to group 8 or 18. This is the last column of the periodic table. Now this group is really special. They are called the noble gases. They used to be called the inert gases, and inert is a word that is used to mean that they don't react. These elements, which are all gases, are very, very unreactive. They're very stable in most situations. Only a few times have scientists ever got any of these elements to react. And when they did, they actually got it to react with, if you could imagine, the most reactive element in the universe, fluorine, one of the halogens. We're going to look at groups 3 to 12. Group 3 to 12 are these elements which are known as the transition metals. These are all metals. All of them are solid except for mercury. And we mentioned this when we discussed metallic properties above. Some of these elements are very familiar structural element used to build things like iron, nickel, and chromium. Some of these elements are those that are used for currency and money, like coins or jewelry. Examples of these include copper, gold, silver, and platinum, known as the precious metals. If any compounds are produced from elements in this region of the periodic table, they're often very colorful. Next, we're going to look at a special group that we've already talked about. And this group is located along the zigzag or staircase in the periodic table. These are called the semi-metals or the metalloids. These elements are the ones touching the zigzag, and they exhibit properties of both metals and non-metals. Thank you for taking a closer look at the periodic table.